I know, it's crazy. But the talk of the town is that someone has been holding you back. If someone is holding you back and they are of a different race, I want you to do something for me. Stop lying. There's no one holding you back. The only people that hold themselves back are us. Yes, us. And we are about to get into the issues and the problems of the black community. But before we continue, I need y'all to do 3 things for me. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and share this video so someone else can do the very same thing. And if they don't, then we're going to send Charlie Kirk after them. I know. You love being a victim. You love it. You wear it like a badge of honor. Being a victim is what you do. You wake up as a victim. You're a victim while you eat. At work, you're a victim. When you're driving home, you are a victim to all the other drivers on the road. When you get home, you're a victim. You are a victim of your circumstance. You're a victim of your environment. You are a victim amongst your peers. Yes, you're just a victim. How many times do we have to run through it in order for us to know that you are a victim and you love it? Like I said, you wear it like a badge of honor. You wear it on your sleeve. You carry it everywhere you go. You handle it with care. Because being a victim is your identity. See, I just solved your problem right there. Being a victim is your identity. And I'm not talking to none other than the black community. Yes, you blackity blacks, you blacks of all blacks. Yes, the black folk that are so brainwashed to only think one certain way. Instead of broadening your horizon and opening up your mind to all the other possibilities in the world, you have been taught to think just like all the other blackity blacks, all of the other black people. Yes, and of course, I can speak on this. See, the video we are about to get into is going to show you what it is to be a victim and what it is to try to push you out of that victim mentality. The problem is that the victim will always see themselves as a victim because that is their identity. Until they change their identity, then they will always be a victim. And so this video is about Charlie Kirk at a college campus in Texas, and he is not even debating a black young student. He is just trying to school the brother who fails to understand, and I want you to watch his body language and his demeanor also. The young black student, watch his body language and his demeanor. It will tell you a lot about his upbringing, I guarantee you. And so if you identify as a victim, if that is your identity, then you will never get out of that victimhood. You will never get out of that victim mentality. You will always be a victim of everything. You know how I know? Because I was never a victim, but I grew up amongst the victims. Yeah, I ate with the victims. Yes, I've lived with the victims. Yes, growing up, I have. I've seen the guys who blame everything on society, who blame everything on the white man, who blame everything on everyone else. The Chinaman, it's the Chinaman. They look at me funny. When I walk into the store, they look at me funny. Yeah, you have to be a victim. You don't think I got looks growing up? Do you think I cared? No, not one bit. You want to know why? Because I knew that I was headed towards excellence. I was headed towards excellence. There's not a damn thing that you in this country as a black man, a black woman can't do that another race can do. The only problem is that your mentality is screwed up. Your mentality, your mind is screwed up. And it's not all your fault. Most of it is your fault. But you've also been taught this shit. But let me not get into a rant yet. And let's get into this video as this young man gets schooled by Charlie Kirk.
I'm here to ask the age-old question, DEI.
Okay, so, great.
Yeah, give me your perspective on DEI, and because based on what I heard earlier, I feel like you don't think I belong here.
Oh,
because
really?
Of
Why?
How I am a black man, and because of I'm not qualified enough
Are you?
to be here. Yes, I am.
Okay, great, then you belong.
But why do I have to prove that to you?
You don't. You brought it up, I didn't.
Okay, but can you explain to me your position on DEI?
Yes, people should not be in positions just because of the color of their skin. Hard stop.
Okay, but do you feel like I'm here because
I'm not feeling anything towards you, actually. I'm not prejudicing you, I'm not stereotyping you. I'm saying that it's a material.
I'm not saying you are. I'm not saying you are.
No, you are. You said I don't feel comfortable being here. You started with.
I didn't say I wasn't comfortable being here. I said I feel like you made it to where I got here through DEI.
So let's examine that. What have I said that makes you feel that way?
When you mentioned how DEI is only just putting people of color and marginalized groups in spaces, even if they're not so and so
correct.
Qualified.
That's exactly what DEI does.
But that's not all that it does. You're categorizing it as something it isn't.
No, that's exact. That is the charter mission.
That's not all.
Okay, so diversity, equity. So equity is outcome based. Is about making people who are of different skin colors have the same outcome, regardless whether or not they are qualified. The best example we have of this is the Students for Fair Admission Harvard Supreme Court case, where black students, they could have a SAT score 300 points lesser than the Asian equivalent and still get into Harvard. That is DEI in practice. I believe when you're hiring for an organization or for a company or for whatever you are doing, you should prioritize merit and character, and race should mean nothing. We should build around things that matter and not things that don't matter.
You have to also take into the fact that black people have only been able to completely legally be able to make profit for themselves for around 60 years. And this is it. No. Since segregation ended in 1965 in the Equal Rights Act in 1965, so what you're telling, there's not.
How did that? So let's talk about you. How did that impact you? How did something that happened 60 years ago impact your life?
It impacts me all the time.
How?
What do you? Okay.
You're at Texas A&M. You're doing great.
Okay. Yes. Sure. Yeah.
So aren't you a living example that all that's a bunch of nonsense and you can just act good and behave well and succeed?
But there's also living examples of the exact opposite. If you look in the impoverished neighborhoods in certain parts of Chicago or St. Louis, there's black communities being thrown aside because they're not getting education.
Thrown aside? Okay,
yes,
so
aside.
I think we can get somewhere. Why have the black community gotten poorer since the passage of the Civil Rights Act? Tell me that.
Because of the way the culture has been perpetuated through the years.
Hold on. Think about it. So they were richer when we were segregated and more racist. America's become less racist.
What about Tulsa?
Yeah, no one's going to defend what happened in Tulsa again. But let's talk. We're talking about a lot of different cities. We're talking about Chicago, Tulsa. But let's again. This is a very important point. Why is it that Black America has gotten richer on average, poorer on average, since America passed all these anti-racist laws?
I can't answer them.
Okay, yeah. So do you think the fact that 70% of black youth don't have a dad around is probably pretty important?
That's because of the culture.
So respectfully allow me to interject. How does the white culture impact the fact whether or not a black dad stays around when he impregnates a woman?
I'm not saying it's the white culture.
What is it?
The culture that has been perpetuated through the 200 years of slavery, the 100 years of segregation, and Jim Crow laws.
The marriage, so I gotta interject again, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt too much. But in 1960, before the Civil Rights Act, 20% of black youth had a dad around. Now it's, 20% were single fathers, 80% had a dad around. It's been inverted. So we actually have seen black dads run away from their kids the last 60 years. Why is that?
Because of the raised incarceration rates, because of the perpetuated culture.
So how does one go to jail?
That's obvious. I'm not answering that question.
Yeah, so maybe it's because they committed crimes.
Okay, but when you're forced it's not just this is old, this is in the past, this doesn't affect you anymore.
Okay, so let's take a different group. How did the Holocaust impact Jews? They're doing pretty well.
Well, because they got reparations, we didn't.
How? What reparations did the Jews get?
Through acknowledgement, through money, through
we acknowledge slavery happened. So
now this is a lot to unpack because he just went through a whole monologue. They just had a whole conversation about certain things, different things. So I'm going to try to touch up on all of them. Well, to begin with, DEI, I've never agreed with DEI. That's just how it is. Yeah, some of y'all are going to say, why not? I agree with DEI. No, I never want a head start on anything. You want to know why? Because I don't need it. Everything that I have gained and everything that I have obtained, I did it on my own merit. I did it through blood, sweat, and tears and hard work. I never got, are you kidding me? I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth, and I never got any handouts. I never got a head start on anything, not even a pull up or a push up. None. A push forward, none of that. Everything I did, I had to do it on my own, and I would never take any of that back because it created the man that you see today. The man sitting in front of you right now, that's what all of that, that's what the struggle created. And so you want to go through that. We don't want no handouts. Are you kidding? We don't want no head starts. For what? We don't need it. But if you get any type of position, any type of job, anything where you have a head start, where you need a head start, then guess what that says about you? It says that you are lesser than. Yes, it says that it means that you are not capable of competing against your counterparts. Mentally, you're just not capable. And sometimes physically, you're just not capable. And so they have to give you a head start. That's exactly what that means. And so if I come into that same program, but I had to bust my ass in order to get there while you were given, it was given to you because of your inadequacies, then guess what? They're gonna look at me as, wait a minute, if he got in here and he didn't work as hard as us, he's not even playing at the same level and they still got him here, what about him? Same thing, right? Right. So I don't want a head start. Why would you want a head start? Not to mention, we all try to go for this. No, matter of fact, not we all. Y'all want to go for this equity when we all know that there is nothing equity dispersed amongst the people. No, you have rich people, you have middle class, you have poor. Are you kidding me? Nothing is equally dispersed amongst us. So why do you think that in other fields, everything should be equal? When I work hard and he doesn't, he should still get we should have the same equal outcome? Come on, let's be real, which I know that y'all are not being real. And some of y'all are going to get mad. Yeah, you're going to watch this and get mad. You're going to get angry. I want you to, because when you lay down tonight in your bed, I want you to think about some of this stuff. I want it to sink in. I want it to be in your nightmares. And then I want you to wake up in the morning and say, damn, why have I always been blaming everyone else for my shortcomings? It's been my decisions and my choices that have gotten me here. Yes, and you want to know what has got the black community in the state that it's in right now? You want to know? Do you really want to know? It's trash culture. But don't take my word for it. Watch them debate it.
Hey, but you're sitting here and acting like it plays no role.
No,
now.
but to your argument, the Holocaust was 80 years ago. Half of all the Jews on the planet were killed. Everything they earned was taken. Jews are doing great. They're the wealthiest subgroup, racial group or ethnic group in America. If all of a sudden something that happened 80 years ago impacts your material prosperity, how did Jews defy the curve? How did poor Asians do so well? Why is it that Asians are now the wealthiest minority in America, many of whom came with no money in the 1950s or 60s?
Because of the culture and opportunities that were provided to them.
But you're not hearing me out. Black Americans have had the same opportunities. However,
people still look at us like criminals every day.
Hold on, but I don't look at you like a criminal.
I'm not saying you do, I'm saying some people do.
But I mean, do you want me to be brutally honest with you, or do you want me to be politically correct?
Yes, be brutally honest with you.
Okay, do black people commit more crimes than white people? It's not even close.
Okay, but you have to take into account the culture that has been perpetuated.
Okay, got it. So we can agree on this. Do you mean internal black culture?
It's not. It's deeper than that.
Do you think? Let's take time out. Do you think the average rap artist that a black kid in the hood is listening to is glorifying marriage and family and saving your money?
That's what sells because it's a culture thing. It's not just within the black community.
I agree. No, but hold on.
Everyone listens to it. It's not just isolated.
It's bad for everyone who listens to it. The point being is that black youth, as they are being raised, their role models are largely not glorifying staying with one woman, getting married, going to church. And if you're wrong, show me the black role models that are doing that. There might be a couple I could think of, maybe. But if it's about culture, you're right. The internal black culture has collapsed the last 60 years. We're no longer elevating the family. We're no longer elevating staying with the person that you're with. So our contention here as conservatives is that the systemic racism stuff is a bunch of rubbish. Instead, it's systemic bad choices.
Do you feel that systemic racism isn't real?
Of course not. What can I do that you can't do? Name it.
Okay.
No, seriously. What can I do that you can't do?
Fallacy. That's a slippery slope.
No, it's not.
I don't know why you're
very simple. No, because back in 1940, you would have been able to answer that question. Well, Charlie, there's a bathroom over there that I can't go to. There's a major league team.
I can't walk into the grocery store and get the same looks that you do. I walked into Brookshire Brothers a couple of weeks ago and I was looked at.
That's an insanely hyper paranoid way of living life. But that's not evidence, right?
It's a real example.
By the way, if I walk into a black neighborhood, I get bad looks too. Okay, so I don't know what the contention is.
Because of the way you treat our culture and the way you perpetuate.
Oh, wait, hold on. The way we treat your culture, we have gone to such great calisthenics and ridiculous gymnastics to prove that we're not racist. In fact, it's the worst thing that you could be called in America. We had, during George Floyd 2020, we had hundreds of millions of dollars given to Black Lives Matter. I don't know where that money went. Did it improve material worth of Black America? So, I mean, and we actually do know where it went, actually. And so, but going back to your main contention, when you practice DEI, because that was your main point, right? You are rewarding bad culture. You even acknowledge it. You are saying that someone should be there based on the color of their skin. We say skin color doesn't matter. If you want that position, work harder, study harder, and then you might be able to get that position.
When we're forced into underfunded communities where schools are based off of property value, we can't.
Actually, school choice is now the law of the land here in Texas, so that's not correct. Secondly,
do you just expect a single-parent home to pick up and move into some rich neighborhood?
Well, again, so let's go back to why are they the single-parent home?
So I must say, growing up, I used to wonder why people would say that the reason we rap about this trash culture and the reason why we rap about living in the hood, we rap about selling dope, we rap about fast cars, expensive jewelry, we rap about sleeping around, we rap about women. I used to wonder why we did this stuff, and then someone would tell me, well, it's only because this is our environment. This is where we grow up. We were pushed to live like this. We were pushed to live in the hood. We were meant to live in the hood. That's a fallacy. That's a lie. If you're a young man watching this video right now, I want you to know something. That's a lie. Don't allow any grown-ass man to ever tell you that you should be in the hood and that's the only place you belong, and that there's some system that is pushing to keep you there. Because if that system was pushing to keep you there, then guess what? There wouldn't be so many rich Black Americans in this country. Yes, the wealthiest Black people live in America. The Black people in America are the wealthiest in the world. Look it up. Compare the wealth of the Black people in this country, in America, compare their wealth to other Black countries, other Black people in other countries. Trust and believe it doesn't come close. We are the richest Black people, but y'all will sit there and complain. That is wild to me. I have been seeing this lately too. I've been seeing a lot of this, where rich people who are doing really well for themselves, they are complaining and crying about some kind of system that is holding them back and how hard they got it. Really? Oh, you got it hard. You have it hard. Not that kid in Africa that doesn't have drinking water nor shoes and has to walk barefoot to school every day, or walk 2 miles to go get some water from a well and bring it back. Oh no. You have it worse. You that wakes up in the nice cozy bed, put on your bedroom slippers and can order some coffee, order something to eat and have it delivered to your house where you don't even have to lift a finger or move. You've got it bad. See, it's that victim mentality. Y'all will cry victim all day because that's your identity. It is who you are. And so Black culture is just trash now. It was never trash before. It's truly trash now. Why? It is because of us. Yes, it's because of us. Not just you, it's because of me too. Yes, I have fed into it for all those years when I did. I fed into it and I allowed it to take over my mind. I saw myself heading down that slippery slope. Yeah, black culture, straight trash, I'm trying to tell you. I just saw a video earlier. Beautiful black young lady. But guess what? She's catering to a party, to a black party, and she has damn near nothing on. I'm talking about butt cheeks all out, literally. You can see every dimple. And she's just shaking her ass. While she's serving the food, she's shaking her ass like a stripper. And I'm just thinking to myself like, wait a minute. Black women are hypersexualized. Very much, yes, in the world. Not just in this country, in the world. And you wanna know why? It is because of y'all. Y'all the ones who wear the shit. Y'all the ones who's going around twerking. There was another story, another headline, look it up. A young black woman on top of an SUV dancing. I could pretty much tell you what she was doing. She was probably twerking, let's be real. And she fell off of the SUV and got struck by a truck and died. Is it not trash enough for you yet? Do we have to keep going? Do we have to continue? Black culture is straight trash. I've seen other content creators come out and say the same thing. It's only because it's true. The only people who don't realize that black culture is trash right now are the ones who are perpetuating it and the ones who are living in it right now and the ones who breathe black culture. They are black culture, yes. Those types of people, and it might be you, but let's just say that it is you. You are part of the worst culture in the world. Hypersexualization of women, deleting each other, not talking about saving, not talking about marriage, union, bond, none of that. And see, some of y'all will actually hear me talk like this, right? And be like, oh, he's a lame, because that's what y'all do. He's lame for thinking like that, because that's what y'all do. But guess what, though? I'm not the lame one, because the person with the most money, that's not the lame one, trust and believe. So if you don't have more than someone else has because you haven't put in the work to get to where that person is, then you cannot speak on that person at all. And your culture is still trash. I say it right now to the camera, and I would say it in front of your face. The black culture is trash now. Some black folks just decide to go along with it. See, y'all decide to go along with it. Instead of fighting against it, y'all welcome it because you give up. You've given up. You've given up. You've given up on the youth. And this is the type of trash that they listen to. Yes, this is the type of trash that they listen to. And they grow up listening to. And it seeps into their minds and they become victims also. And so what does a victim do? A victim always has to fight. A victim always has to fight. Remember that. Because it is their identity to be a victim. And if being a victim is all you know, based on your culture, your upbringing, your environment, the music you listen to, even the people you look up to, as we all know, even athletes are in this black, trashy ass culture. They perpetuate that shit also. It's not just rappers. Oh yes, a lot of black celebrities do. They are part of this trashy ass black culture. And what can we say about that? Well, I don't subscribe to it. And you shouldn't subscribe to that shit either. But it might take you more work than me to realize that the black culture is trash now, but it used to be a beautiful culture. Until next time.
If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more content.